encounters, and today we're going to present information on what we call our Eden's diet. The Eden's diet is a low glutamine, low methionine diet, which is, where do you find glutamine and methionine? They are amino acids, and amino acids are what make up protein. So based upon your genetic profile, so you're a cancer patient of mine, we've already given you a mixed diet if we haven't gotten back your genetic profile. When we get your genetic profile, it's going to give us some hints or clues to what could possibly be the fuel line or what is feeding a person's cancer. So based upon your genetics, we get clues on what's feeding your cancer. Now, again, we want to cut off the supply lines to a tumor. So the fuel supply lines, what's feeding it in order to allow it to grow, is important to identify. The genetics give us some very important clues based upon that. So a person is going to either have their cancer feed mainly off the endpoint of glycolysis, which is lactic acid, which is a different diet, not this one, or it's going to feed off of methionine and glutamine, which is this diet. So if you're in that category, this is the video you want to watch. So based upon your genes that I read, if I said you need to be on a low protein diet, a low glutamine, low methionine diet, we call that our Eden's diet. We call it our Eden's diet because that's probably the way they ate in the Garden of Eden. So you're going to say, well, that's probably why Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, because they couldn't eat this way. But that's not true. So let's look at it. Phase 1. Now, you're going to do all these phases at one time, but I'm teaching you these in different phases. So again, this is not a complete substitute for the organic whole food diet that I already gave you, but this is in addition to that. You're eliminating certain things. So here's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be eating a lot of organic fruits and vegetables. Well, I'm not supposed to eat a lot of sugar. Well, that's true, but we're eating the whole fruit and the whole vegetable, and so we're getting the fiber along with it. And remember, if we believe the supply line to your cancer is glutamine and methionine, it's not strictly based upon glucose, though we don't want to have a lot of glucose. That's why I'm saying all vegetables are acceptable, but you have to limit your legumes. I'll speak more about that in a second. And I say stick to mostly pitted fruits and berries. Pitted fruits have a lower glycemic index. You won't be spiking your glucose levels. And berries have a lot of antioxidants. So again, you're buying organic fruits and berries, not frozen ones, not canned ones. These are fresh vegetables, fresh fruits and berries. The acceptable vegetables are all except the legumes. Limit your legumes. There, I coined the phrase. Limit your legumes. What are legumes? Beans, lentils, peas, soy. Nobody should be eating soy anyhow. These have protein in it. So these are things I'm going to let you cheat on later, but you can't have these to begin with. So you're not eating beans and legumes and peas and soy. So when I say limit, I mean really you're not having those. Okay, so that's how strictly limited you are. Bananas, yes, but on the greener side, just like I've said in other presentations, when bananas are green, they have a fiber in it that's indigestible that's very good as a prebiotic. When it ripens, that fiber ferments and it just turns to sugar and it's not of any value. Greener bananas still have the nutrient value, but they also have the fiber value. So you want bananas on the greener side. And of course, no prepared, canned, bottled fruit juices that are just strictly sugar and have no nutritive value. Phase 2 is you're eliminating dairy. You're eliminating eggs. You're eliminating meat of any kind. You're eliminating nuts. Remember, this is a low-protein diet. So anything that comes from a cow, anything that basically comes from a farm, except the things that grow in the ground, you're eliminating. So no dairy, no eggs, no meat of any kind, no nuts, a low-protein diet. You're sticking to everything else on that diet that I gave you prior to this, but now you're eliminating these things. Now you're starting to say, this is why Adam and Eve left the garden. Well, I'm going to let you cheat. So we're going to cycle this. We're going to cycle this diet on for 5 days and off for 2 days. On for 5 days and off for 2 days. So on your off days, maybe your weekends, maybe go Monday through Friday, you're sticking to this, and Saturday and Sunday you're going to cheat on this. On those cheat days, you can cheat on some plant-based protein. Plant-based protein, nuts and legumes and such. Once or twice a month, you can cheat and have some animal protein, only on your cheat days, but you can have some animal protein once or twice a month. That is, you're really craving a hamburger or a piece of steak or something like that, but don't go hog wild, because we don't want to be spiking your glutamine and methionine levels. All right, so this isn't so bad, is it? Yes, it is. No, it's not. You can handle it. Our Eden's diet for low glutamine, low methionine people, to cut off that fuel supply to the cancer. You're doing great. You can do it. All right, we'll talk again on our next diets, and make sure you're checking out our Facebook page and every other piece of information we have available.